Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks again for joining us today. My name is Callie Berkson, and I am part of the communications team here at the City of Grand Junction. We know that it's been a long couple of weeks for our community, and we appreciate you guys hanging in there with us. We want to assure you that the City of Grand Junction continues to work with our community partners to bring you information and resources that you need. If you are tuning in on Facebook today, again, we won't be answering questions live, but we do encourage you to leave your comments, your suggestions, your questions in the comments below, and we will answer them individually and again as best as we can. Today I'm joined by City Manager Greg Caton and Incident Commander Police Chief Doug Shoemaker. Also here today are representatives from Colorado Mesa University, Mesa County Health and Human Services, and Mesa County Public Health. It is my pleasure at this time to introduce you to City Manager Greg Caton, who will begin our briefing.
Thank you, Callie. And again, I'm Greg Caton, the City Manager for Grand Junction. Thank you again for tuning in with us. What we have lined up this week is a full schedule of representatives from area agencies. So we plan to continue this Monday through Friday at noon, so thank you for tuning in to bring you the most up-to-date information. One thing that you may have noticed is we continue to bring a variety of representatives from agencies all across the community. Please note that all of these agencies have been making considerable preparation for COVID-19 for many, many weeks. And so part of us bringing them here to discuss with you their updates, what they've been working on. So it's a pleasure to start off this week with our city's Incident Commander, Police Chief Doug Shoemaker.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks, everybody, for watching and seeing our updates for this week, and hope your weekend was productive. Just a few quick points as we get into this. First of all, I just want to summarize a few public safety-related tips. People have been asking specifically when to call 911 and when to call the COVID hotline, and those are two very different things. If you are dealing with an emergent issue, emergent health issue in this case, heart attack, chest pains, those types of things, you need to call 911. If you have questions related to COVID symptoms that are not immediately life-threatening, then we suggest that you call the COVID hotline at 683-2300. So in addition, we also have our officers on what's called accident alert. So unless there's a crash, if it doesn't involve an injury or hit and run or potential drugs or alcohol, then you can report it online, and we encourage people to do so. We also are continuing to encourage people to look at our city's webpage for COVID-19 for updated and specific information. And just as I always do every week or every day that we do this, I like to end on something a little bit positive. And this week, as we all know, school's back in session for many people. And so as a shout out to our local educators, really at all levels within our community, please remember they already have a difficult job. So keep them in your thoughts this week as they move to an online format to continue and educate our youth here in the Valley. So with that, I'll turn it over. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. And now, as we always have someone here from Mesa County Public Health Department, we have Dr. Jeff Kerr.
Thanks, Greg. Good afternoon, everyone. Just a quick update. As of yesterday, we now have 12 positive COVID-19 cases in Mesa County. So of those, 5 were travel related, 5 were other known contacts, and 2 are unknown. So what we're preparing for at Mesa County Public Health is when we get 5 of these unknown origin cases, we'll declare ourselves in a state of sustained community transmission. And so at that point, it'll be similar to what we see with any other influenza season. And I just want to remind folks that back in 2017-18, we had a flu season that put a big surge on the medical resources. So at that time, we had 232 hospitalizations and 15 deaths in the area. So I just want to make sure that everybody's aware of that. I think there's great work going on with this social distancing and the stay-at-home order. And so I just want to encourage us all to stick with it, and let's get through this thing. And that's all I've got. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. And as referenced in the beginning, we have Colorado Mesa University representatives here. And so President Tim Foster.
Thanks, Greg, and it's a pleasure to be here. Just to get you some sense, as Greg said, we've been working on this for a number of weeks. Have had a COVID management team or incident response team working and meeting every day. Obviously, over the last couple weeks, things have changed fairly rapidly, and we've adapted to all of those changes. At this point, we just have essential staff on campus working to keep facilities up and running and those sorts of things. Campus does remain open for those students who are living and remaining on campus. We have a small number or a modest number who can't go home or have travel restrictions. As was mentioned earlier, we started classes today, although in a virtual sense, so we're online, and a compliment to our faculty in 2 short weeks to take what has been live in class and putting on online. We've also been working with state, federal, and local officials, and so most recently trying to identify space if we have a surge that we can help assist with that. We've freed up more than 100 childcare slots for healthcare related providers and responders. We have over 120 volunteers out working in the community at call centers and hospitals. We have faculty and students sewing, printing, and delivering face masks. We have the 3D printers, and so we've been doing face masks to local healthcare providers. We did launch the CMU Civic Open Forum, and so if you're interested and you want something a little uplifting, because we believe the humanities are a time to kind of refer back to, and so we have music and poetry and all sorts of things on our website. So if you go just to the Civic Forum and Open Studio, you'll be able to see those sorts of things. And then obviously we have custodians all over the place disinfecting literally every square inch again and again of campus as people come through. At the end of the day, it's important, we always have been telling students, now's not the time to back off on your education, it's the time to double down, because the people that are going to help us get through this are people who have their roots in education, whether it's nurses, engineers, firemen, police officers, agriculture. And so again, right now, let's stay focused and keep educating. Thank you very much, Greg.
Thank you, President Foster. So next we have Director of Mesa County Health and Human Services, Tracy Garcher.
Thank you, Greg. I got a bit of a promotion there. I'm actually just the director of the Mesa County Department of Human Services. My name is Tracy Garcher, and what I'm excited to, why I'm excited to be here is to really let the public know what we have in terms of help and assistance out there. We want to let the public know that every one of our essential services is still viable and accessible. And what we really do to 3 things that the Department of Human Services does and does very well is protection, stability, and meaningful employment. So in our protection areas, that is for adult and child protection, those are still functioning 24/7 efforts that we're doing. As far as stability, that's the application for public assistance. That typically the public assistance that people are most familiar with are food assistance, medical assistance, or Medicaid, low-income child care, child support, or temporary assistance to needy families. Those are our major public assistance programs that help stabilize families. We encourage families to come and get those if you think you need them before you're down and out and have lost everything, and this is certainly that time. And finally, meaningful employment. You guys have heard from our director of the Workforce Center, Curtis Eaglehart, on a number of different issues. We're very, very plugged into economic development because we have to work with employers in order to make jobs available for folks. We consider a job the best social program out there. So how's all this changed? Obviously, like everybody that you've heard from, our business has been impacted. We have essentially closed our doors to the public. So being an organization that's sometimes seen 10 to 15,000 folks in a month come through our doors, this has been a significant impact whenever we closed down. We did that just because the same reason everybody else did, is to not only protect the public, but our workers from the spread. And I appreciate Jeff's help in helping us do that. So how do you continue to get these very, very needed services? Basically online. We are pushing folks to our website, which is humanservices.mesacounty.us. There's a lot of great information there. Also through the Workforce Center, which is mcwfc.net or .us, excuse me. An incredible amount of information there. For our protection services, they are again 24/7. Like the chief said, we're not asking folks to be heroes. If you see a situation where you've got a kiddo or elderly or disabled where they are in a current, immediate, unsafe situation, call 911. We have very, very skilled law enforcement officers that will help us deal with that. If you see something else that possibly is of concern but not immediate, let's keep the workload of our first responders, our law enforcement in mind. We do have hotlines for that. So our child abuse hotline is 970-242-1211, and our adult services protection hotline is 970-248-2888. So that's for protection. As far as stability and public assistance, we invite you, if you are just new to the system, meaning you've never applied or are currently not receiving any type of public assistance, please go to colorado.gov/PEAK, PEAK, and apply online. That is a fairly straightforward process that 90+% of the time will get you to some sort of a benefit. May need to work with our folks if something gets caught up, but typically that is the bestest way to bestest. I'm sure that's a word. It is now. That's the best way to get access to your resources. If you are in need, just got laid off, or are an employer who's looking to downsize, please contact our workforce center. They have all the services to help you out there. And again, mcwfc.us. Anyone else, if you currently have a case, an open case with us, I would ask for your patience. I know our phone lines are backed up. We're trying to get through those as quick as possible and really have retooled our workforce to be able to handle those better. You do have a case manager and you have a phone number. So I would encourage you to call that. Calling me is not going to help you get your situation resolved any quicker. If you've lost your phone number, because that happens sometimes, please call our main number at 970-241-8480. And we just encourage the citizens of Mesa County to come. If you need help, come and see what we can help you with. Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy. Appreciate that. As I want to thank the speakers today. Lots of useful information. President Foster, thank you again for attending. Also, on a city perspective, just to wrap up today's session, I want to remind viewers that we continue to move forward with planning for essential services and delivery of essential services. And also, this is the beginning of Spring Cleanup Week. We're working north of Patterson, and some people have asked, why are we doing that? Why are we moving forward? I think this is a good example of what we consider essential services. People have put their debris, trash and debris collection is considered an essential service. Having that sit on the street for a prolonged period would cause a health problem, quite frankly. And so that's important. We continue to move forward with water delivery, fire, police, solid waste collection, all of those essential services. And as a number of us have been complying, encourage everybody to apply with the stay-at-home order. We've been cooped up in the house for several days. The online schooling has taken place. We recognize this is an extremely stressful period of time. Please be kind to one another. Please follow the stay-at-home order, and we're going to get through this together. For the City of Grand Junction, I'm Greg Caton, City Manager. Thank you for tuning in.